Dawn and I enjoy a trip to the Elk River every year, and it's been very satisfying watching this river flourish. Despite the enormous pressure and seasonal flooding, the elk, as you will see, is an exceptional fishery. So join us today as we take you down the Elk River on Sport Fishing on the Fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna get these babies cleaned up for the trip today.
Clean enough yet?
Oh yeah, they are nice and clean.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's edition of Sport Fishing on the Fly. We're at the Elk River in southeastern British Columbia, and this, I think, more than any other river in BC, is where people are coming to fish.
They are. It's a big destination, mainly because of the cutthroat, easy to catch, and a lot of fish.
Well, they've managed it really well over the years too. They had the flood a few years ago. They put catch and release on after that, and now you can actually keep one fish.
Yeah, which is good. I think you should have a catch fishery because it allows some fish to be taken out and some new ones to get bigger. But with the catch and release and the barbless hooks, it's just made it great.
It is single barbless hook for sure. You
Yeah.
can't have a barb on your hook, so make sure you pinch them down when you come
Exactly.
here. But you know what's interesting is you were here last year,
Yeah,
and when you guys put in, there were 12 drift boats going down.
a lot.
So it gets a lot of pressure, but you know it's sustaining it, because we've heard this year that there's a 23-inch cutthroat
That's a
that was
big
caught and
cut.
released, which is big.
Yeah.
So you got the quality, you got the quantity.
Yeah.
It's great.
And that's all due to management. They've managed it properly, and it really comes down to catch and release, barbless hooks. You know, the fly fishing.
Yeah.
You're going to lose 1 in 100, and that's the rate, which is pretty low.
We got West Slope cutthroat today, so we got the good
Yeah.
dry fly. But we also got dollies that we're going to try for when we get down to some of the bigger pools.
The big artillery. We've got 6-inch flies that we're going to be casting for the big dollies.
Same ones we tied in our video magazine
That's
a
right.
while ago.
Yeah, we'll give them a try.
Yeah. So it should be a good day. We're just waiting for a little bit of heat to turn on here to bring the fish up.
Yeah.
Get them looking up. It should
Should
be
be
a
good.
good day. Nothing yet. Don's still got the Trout on. I switched over to a caddisfly. But there's nothing moving yet. But it's an awful nice day to be out on the water. And you know, with cutthroats, it's only a matter of time. All right, well, here we go. Here's how we're starting things out today.
Looks like a nice one.
Took a little bit of time. Well, you know, we both had the Royal Trout on, or the Cutthroat Candy. You might have seen it on one of our other bench segments. Cutthroat Candy's been known to be deadly. It's just a matter of time before they come up. But I changed it up. I went to a caddis. I saw a caddis.
Oh, that's a beauty.
This is a nice fish, yeah. I put on a CDC caddis, actually. Oh, look at how fat this guy is.
Wow.
Oh, what a way to start it off. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna slide out around over here, I think. Get a little closer. Right into the net. Okay. So, get rid of the rod. What a healthy fish. Oh, just gorgeous. Fly out. Now wait to see this beautiful cutthroat. Look at how fat that is. That's amazing how fat he is. I get a better look at him that way for how fat he is. We're gonna get him back in the water here. He's just gonna swim off nice and slow, back to feed again. 40-degree water right now. Man, you don't want them to revive too long. Make sure they're ready to go. So what I did is I switched over to the caddisfly. Saw one fish rising along there, and I'm not sure if this was the same guy or not. Just cast in there and he came up. So I think what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna put the pontoon boats ashore. We're gonna fish this whole run up here. And I think that was the first fish we saw rise. So as the day goes on now, we should see more rising fish.
Alrighty, just come to a real nice bank here. Now this is what we look for. This is classic cutthroat water. Got the head end of the run, flows down, and it just gets into that 5-foot, 4-foot, 5-foot depth all along this bank. And that's where those big guys love it. There's just enough flow to go through to keep them nice and steady, and the feed all just drifts right into this bank, and that's what you're looking for, where all the feed's going to go. So how we're going to proceed again is the bottom of the run. You're going to start working this probably inside out, and just keep working all the way up the run. there should be fish sitting here all the way out into the middle of the run. So we'll just start off by casting a few short ones and seeing if there's anything. We haven't seen too many fish working, seen a few out in the foam line, but the bigger guys are going to be sitting near the edge here, so we'll try a couple in close here first. See if anything's there. And again, we've got the cutthroat candy on. This is traditionally a really good cutthroat fly. If we see a hatch coming off, I'll change, but right now it's fairly early. It's a good attractor pattern to start with. And again, look for structure in the water. I see a few boulders out there a little further out, and I'm eventually going to get there, but I want to just start in close first, see if there's anything tight. Well, I've taken a few casts in tight, and I didn't pull anything out of there right in here, so what I'm going to do is walk a few steps forward and get out to that foam line a bit, and keep working my all the way up, just zigzag right up the hole, until we get into some fish. I just saw another one out in that foam line, and eventually we are going to have to get out to that foam line. All right, one more up in this bank since I moved up. The neat thing about this fly too, the retrieve, since it has the rubber legs, you can give it a little motion here and there. You know, just give your rod tip the odd flick here and there. Just get those rubber legs moving a bit. And if it skids a bit, that's fine. That's what those rubber legs are for, to give it a little motion. Got the only fish along the bank, but I'm going to get out into that foam right now. There's that foam line. See if we can get something out there. Oh, wow. What a take. That was a tough cast out there, too. What I did is you could see the bank behind us. We'll get a shot at it for you. It's really steep. Really steep bank, and you can't get that cast. So you move downstream, make your cast parallel with the water, and then in your last flick, you point your rod tip out into the current, and that's where your line will go. And I got this good drift over him with a caddis, and this is a beautiful cutthroat. Wow, he is nice. Nice big size. And they took the CDC caddis, like Grant was saying. Grant in his first cast with that CDC caddis, he had a hit. Then bang, he got a fish. I got a good drift out there finally, and this guy came and took it. And he's a beauty. All right, I think this guy's ready. Let's get him up here. Oh man, oh, maybe he's not ready. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Put the rod down. Whoa, just in the top lip. Wow. Barbel's hooks just pops right out. Look at that. Now that is a fish. Open your mouth for me. Look at that. Is that a beautiful cutthroat trout? Oh, look at the pretty cuts on them. Just an absolutely phenomenal fish. Well, if you've never fished for West Slope cuts, they are just some of the best fish. Whoa, there he goes.
Go. Oh, another nice fish. Oh, that's the best when you get to fish him. We saw him sitting just off the edge of that rock there, and I tried so many different flies. I tried a little blue wing olive, I tried a stimulator, I tried a tom thumb, tried a caddis fly, and I finally put on a mayfly, and it's about a size 14 to 16 parachute mayfly, and this guy finally came up and took it. And just, you know, if we could have moved on, and we thought about moving on, but I saw this guy there, and I just had the patience to sit there and work it and work it and work it until he finally took something. And what happened was the cast before, he actually came up and refused it because it dragged out, but I knew he came up and he had a really good look at it, and then he refused it. Whoa, wow. What a fish. Huh, another clone of the other ones. Okay, fella, come here. These fish are so fat. Just amazing how fat they are. Get a rod down here over the road. Look at the girth on this fish. Okay, here's the fly. Show you that in a second. Take a look at that fish. That is about an 18-inch cutthroat. Look at the beautiful cuts on it, the colors. Look at how fat that fish is. That is one very healthy West Slope cutthroat trout. Put up the good fight. So we're gonna just turn him a little bit here, get him out so some water will flow over his gills. And again, it's just so rewarding to actually catch that guy. There he goes. He's just gonna sit right down there and sulk.
Whoa! Oh, and there he goes. He's darting. Oh, there's a nice cutty again. Just change the fly up. We're gonna put on a real nice pattern, one of our favorites, which is a parachute Adams. Whoa! This guy's fighting tough. And I put on just a little bigger size. I got about a size 14. I think he was using a 14 too, actually. Yeah, I just put on this a little bit bigger, about a size 14 parachute Adams. Whoa! And we were fishing this bank pretty hard behind us. And we just decided to move out, so I rode back up and I saw some fish rising on the other bank. So I slid over and put it out there, and I got this guy. Gee, they are healthy fish. Wow. They're just extra fat now. I just got to clip on my net here so I don't lose it. And let's show everybody this guy. As always, barbless hooks should just pop out of this guy just right in the corner of the lip. Clear the line. Try to turn him upside down. Get him disorientated. And there he is. That is a nice fish, isn't it? Look at how pretty that is. That's a good 17, 18-inch fish. Beauty. Just a beautiful fish. And we'll get him going here again. And he wants to go. There he goes. Goes to sulk on the bottom. Wow. Just a great day. Again, just stay and work the banks. Like, we've worked this one bank pretty hard, but there are a lot of fish there. And it really showed when Grant went through and showed you how many different flies he went to catch that one fish. I mean, he went through a handful of flies just to catch that one fish. So if one fly isn't working, switch it up, because if you know the fish are there, they're going to eventually take it. This week on the bench, we're going to tie you up the parachute Adams. Now, the parachute Adams is probably the best overall mayfly pattern you're ever going to use. Make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook, we're going to use a TMC 100 size 14. We'll use some black UTC 70 thread to tie with, some short, fine deer hair for the tail, some hare's ear dubbing for the body, some white calf tail for the wing, and a grizzly hackle for the hackle. I've stacked some of my short, fine deer hair, and we're going to measure it up. And I don't like the tail too long, just about as long as the hook. That's about as far as you want to go. Just as long as the hook, measure it back, and tie it in for the tail. After I've tied the tail in, I've actually moved my thread up to about 3/4 of the way up the hook towards the eyelet. Now I've taken some white calf tail, and we're just going to tie in a nice wing here, a nice wing stem that we'll actually use to parachute after. When I'm tying in my wing, I also like to go around the base of the wing quite a few times, at least 6 or 7 wraps around the base, and that really allows that wing to sit real nice and upright for parachuting. I've moved my thread to the back of the hook, just in front of the tail, and now we're actually going to put on our hare's ear dubbing and just dub on a body. And we definitely want to taper the body, keeping it thin at the back, and taper it towards the front. So we'll just dub on right now. Now I'm going to wrap it forward and taper the body. Wrap it right up to the wing. Now that I have the body tied in, I'm going to take a grizzly hackle and tie it in where the body ended. And we're just going to wrap it around our wing. that we just formed and form a nice parachute hackle on the fly. Now to finish the fly off, I'm going to take some more hare's ear dubbing and I'm going to dub it on just a little bit thicker. And we're just going to wrap it around the front of the fly to form the head. A couple times behind the hackle we just tied in, just to fill in the body, and then around the front to form the head on the fly. And there it is, the finished Parachute Adams. You know, as I said in the intro, this is the most versatile mayfly imitation you're ever going to use. Always make sure you have some in your fly box.
Oh, nice fish out in the trees.
Yeah.
Now here's really good to look at. You can see how the fallen trees, if you pan up there right now, you can see those trees in the background, and right in between there's a real nice slack spot of water. Granny, I made the cast in there, didn't get any hits. You followed me exactly, put the cast in perfect, bang, and you got this guy.
Actually, you know what? I missed the first guy.
Oh, did you?
I missed the first guy. Put it back in there again, and this guy came up and took it, and then I had to pull like heck to get him away because the tree's right in the water.
But that is prime location. Coming down through a run, the trees have fallen right where the fish stack up. That gives them a little breakwater, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there. Oh man, there he goes. And a really good thing too is to try to get to shore as much as you can, and obviously over in the slack water, because that's where you want to be. Boy, he's really splashing there, isn't he? He's working the top pretty hard.
He's working hard. That's, you know, another good point too, I don't know if you touched on it earlier, is with the guides. There's lots of guide boats out as well. Yeah. And most of the guide boats are really good. If they see you working a stretch of water, they're going to leave you alone and let you work it. There's the odd guide that's probably not as, you know, has the same etiquette as everybody else. But same with you, if you're working the river, if you come down and there's a guide there, well, you just let them have that run and you just have to go on to the next one.
Yeah, and always move. If they're working one side of the pocket, move around them. Don't go zipping through the pocket. Make sure you use etiquette, proper river etiquette, and that's just getting out of their way. And usually you do. If they're fishing a stretcher run, they're going to work it. You got to let them have that run. And the elk is getting busier, like we said in the intro. It's a pretty busy river. We've had about 5 or 6 boats go by us, but everybody is catching fish like this. Everybody's having a good time. And there he goes.
Just like that. You took my fly with
Oh, and he took your fly.
You know what? That was my last one too.
Oh, no. That's always a favorite. Isn't that always the way?
Why don't you say, why didn't you use the net?
You know what? Why don't you use the net?
Ah, what a bonehead. Anyway.
That was a good fish, though. That was a beauty. I'm sure we got some underwater footage of that.
Yep.
Everybody got to see him, and it was. That was a
healthy fish, yeah.
Go on.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, boys. Oh, he's healthy. Wow. I just slid up into the hole where Ground was working, and Granny just had the huge one come up, the big guy. He tried to muscle him across on the, see that big stump out there? He tried to muscle him across, but he just snapped him off, and that was a big fish. Wow. This guy's nice. He's fighting good. I think he might be ready to come in. Here he comes. Boy, just in the top.
Oh, nice fish.
Oh, another nice fish. They're all big. Can't really do a whole bunch of kneeling down here because I'm at such a bad angle, but just take this guy. Put him upside down, barbless hook, just pops right out. And there he is. What a beauty. Look at that. Oh, geez, look at the colors. Oh, and there he goes. He just wants to go. That looks like it, Andy.
Oh, yeah, this is a good fish for sure. Very healthy fish.
Oh, you know what? Every fish we caught today, all real nice fish.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I wasn't ready for that today.
No.
I wasn't. I thought we were going to get some smaller ones.
Well, we did get the odd small one, and we could have showed a few of the smaller ones we got, but you just like to get them in quick and unhook them.
Yeah.
And the big guys you can't, so they're perfect to show. But the little guys were nice.
Guess what I got them on?
Guess what you're going to use though?
Oh yeah, we're going to use the net this time.
Yeah, you're going to use the net. Oh, you cutthroat candy.
Yeah, you betcha.
You got them on the candy.
Well, you know what I saw tonight was there was a lot of. He doesn't like this net.
Pops off. He's just barely hooked in the lip.
And there he goes.
Oh, he just got off.
He just got off just like that.
Yeah, I could see that too. It was just
barely
in the
hooked.
corner.
I couldn't reach him.
Hooked.
He didn't like the net.
That was nice and fat.
That might have been maybe the biggest of the day. I don't know.
Wow. No,
that was
just
good.
all nice
They're all
fish.
the same. They're all 17, 18 inches. Very healthy. Very big. And yeah, the cutthroat candy, we tied them up last night, sitting in the hotel room.
Yeah.
You thought they were going to work. And the reason I went back to it is because there's lots of October caddis coming off right now.
Yep.
And there's some bigger mayflies. So I'll put something bigger on to attract them up.
Plus, it's a little whiter. You know, it's getting a little near dark. It's time. We're almost down to the end of the float.
Yeah,
But it's been a real good day today. Really enjoyable.
most enjoyable, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I didn't know what to expect, but the size of the fish is just, it's amazing. This Elk River is incredible. It's withstanding all the pressure that it's getting.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah, and it's managed right, though. That's the big key. You know, we passed a lot of boats on the way down, and it's just managed good.
Yep.
They've got the big fish now. The guys are just catch and release, and that's all it's all about.
We said at the onset this was one of the favorite, or maybe even the favorite destination rivers in all of BC. Well, you should put it on your calendar too, because it is amazing.
Yeah.
When you get here though, make sure you take care.
And conserve the waters, follow the regs they've got here, and you're going to have a great day of fishing. Very enjoyable.
We definitely had an enjoyable
Yeah.
day. See you next time.
When we take you sport fishing on the fly.